Yeah, and those winds very strong today. Winds gusting between 40 and 50 miles an hour. Had a gust of, I believe, 59 miles an hour on Block Island. I'll put up some of those wind numbers coming up in just a minute. First, though, let's get you right to our wind chill forecast for tomorrow. It's not impressive. Look at this. This is basically the feel-like temperatures as we go throughout the day, and it just doesn't move very much when you factor in the wind and the frigid air. A wind chill of 2 at 8 o'clock in the morning, a whopping 4 degrees by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and by 4 p.m. a wind chill of 6. So you get the idea. It's the kind of day where you don't want to be outside for too long. Definitely bundle up. The hats, the gloves, basically dressed like a skier if you're heading out for tomorrow. Now, in terms of wind speeds earlier today, Block Island making it up to 59 miles an hour, TF Green 45 miles an hour, Fall River 47. You probably noticed it as you were driving around today, kind of trying to take control of the steering wheel. I know I noticed that on 195. It will be windy tomorrow, probably not as windy as what we saw earlier today. Outside we go. Temperature is 27, and actually this is mild compared to what's coming. Winds are out of the west at 15 miles an hour. And here is an earlier time lapse from the URI campus. You can see a cold looking night. We have that blanket of snow on the ground. We added to that a little bit over the past several hours as some snow bands pushed on through. Most of those are now out of here. In fact, we can see them exiting on the satellite picture. You can see the blue representing the snow pushing away. Now we still have to get through the Arctic front. That's the front that really means business, bringing in the much colder air. So ahead of that, we could see a few final bands of snow pushing through overnight. I'm not expecting this to be a big deal, maybe a quick coating here or there, but for the most part, we actually miss out on those snow showers. Into tomorrow we go, and you can see these are actual temperatures. These aren't wind chills, but it will be windy. So again, it will feel like the single digits when actual temperatures barely nudge into the low 20s. 19 degrees by noontime. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we get up to around 20. Here's another way to look at the Arctic air coming in. I'm starting this at 11 p.m. tonight, actually right around now. Now watch what happens. We go into the overnight hours. Look at this edge of your TV set. The gray just comes plunging in 3, 4 o'clock in the morning as the cold temperatures take over. 7 o'clock in the morning, you can see some single digits. And 10 degrees in Providence, some teens here across the south coast. And no real temperature difference by location tomorrow. It is not one of those days where it's much milder at the south coast compared to inland spots. You can see it is cold across the board with upper teens to low 20s. You can see low 20s in Newport, 19 here in New Bedford, with those gusty winds coming in from the west. So on our 7-day futurecast, we do recover a little bit on Monday with the temperatures. We'll bring in a brief snow shower, potentially mixed with some rain showers in eastern Massachusetts. At this point, this does not look like a whole lot of precipitation. It looks like the bulk of the energy actually misses us, and what does fall on the ground is pretty quick moving. On Tuesday, we go right back to the cold. You can see 18 for a high temperature, single digits on Wednesday morning, only 21 for a high on Wednesday. And on Tuesday, it's going to be very windy, so wind chills, I wouldn't be surprised if they're actually below 0 for most of Tuesday. Wednesday also quite cold with wind chills near 0. We have a slight recovery by Thursday and Friday, perhaps some snow on Saturday. Of course, you can see, you can get information for our iPad app. You can find that at WPRI.com.